The 19th of March, 2016, Clydebank, Scotland. 15-year-old Paige Doherty left her friend's house early in the morning, intending to catch a bus to her part-time hairdressing job in Kirkintilloch. She never arrived. Later that morning, CCTV footage captured Paige entering a local deli shop, Delicious Deli, owned by 32-year-old John Leatham. This was the last confirmed sighting of her alive. When Paige failed to return home, her family reported her missing. A massive search ensued, with volunteers and police combing the area. 2 days later, her body was discovered by the roadside near Glasgow's Great Western Road. She had been stabbed multiple times, suffering over 250 wounds. Investigators turned to CCTV footage to trace Paige's movements. The footage showed her entering Leatham's deli at 8:21 a.m., but there was no evidence of her leaving. Further footage revealed Leatham closing the shop shortly after Paige entered, running to a nearby shop to purchase cleaning supplies, and then returning. The deli remained closed for about an hour. This suspicious behavior led police to question Leatham. Initially, he claimed that Paige had left the shop after a brief visit. However, confronted with the CCTV evidence, he confessed to murdering her. Leatham claimed that Paige had threatened to accuse him of inappropriate behavior if he didn't offer her a job, leading to a confrontation that escalated fatally. Leatham was arrested and charged with Paige's murder. In court, he pleaded guilty and was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 27 years.
John Leatham, you have pleaded guilty to the murder of a 15-year-old defenceless child. The punishment part I would have imposed but for the discount is 30 years. I'm prepared to discount that by 3 years, having regard to the point at which you pleaded guilty. The resultant punishment part is 27 years.
However, in February 2017, following an appeal by Leatham, the minimum term was reduced to 23 years. Paige's mother, Pamela Doherty, established a charity called Paige's Promise in her daughter's memory. The organization aims to teach children self-defense and support families affected by similar tragedies. This case underscores the critical role of CCTV footage in criminal investigations, providing vital evidence that led to the swift resolution of a heinous crime. The 2nd of June, 2007, Overland Park, Kansas. 18-year-old Kelsey Smith, a recent high school graduate, set out on a simple errand to buy an anniversary gift for her boyfriend. She entered a Target store, unaware that her every move was being watched, not just by security cameras, but by a predator lurking nearby. Kelsey left her home around 6:30 p.m., telling her father where she was going. She arrived at the Target store located at 97th and Quivira, a place she had visited many times before. Surveillance footage captured her entering the store at 7:07 p.m. She wandered through the aisles, browsing, selecting a gift, and made a brief call to her mother. But something eerie was happening in the background. A man entered the store just 30 seconds after Kelsey. Dressed in a white shirt and dark shorts, he didn't interact with her directly. But footage shows him appearing in nearly every aisle she visited. He kept his distance, watching, quiet, calculated. Once Kelsey had made her purchase, she left the store and walked to her car. At first glance, the exterior footage didn't seem alarming, but when investigators slowed it down, a chilling detail emerged. As Kelsey reached her car, a flash of movement showed a figure ambushing her. In a matter of seconds, she was forced into the vehicle, and then she was gone. Roughly 2 hours later, her car was found abandoned outside a Macy's store across the street. Inside were her purse, the anniversary gift, and other personal belongings. But her keys and cell phone were missing. Her family immediately knew something was wrong. The police got to work quickly. The Overland Park Police Department, with help from the FBI, began reviewing surveillance footage from Target. They released images of the unknown man who had been seen following Kelsey through the store. These images went public fast, on television, in newspapers, and online. And soon, the tips started pouring in. One of those tips led investigators to a man named Edwin Hall. 26 years old, Hall lived in Olathe, Kansas. He was brought in for questioning and denied everything. But the evidence was beginning to build. Fingerprints lifted from Kelsey's car matched Hall's. Then, DNA evidence came back, confirming what investigators already suspected. Faced with the overwhelming evidence, Hall finally confessed. He admitted to kidnapping and murdering Kelsey Smith. Investigators tracked Kelsey's cell phone signal to a wooded area near Longview Lake in Missouri, about 20 miles from where she was taken. On the 6th of June, 4 days after her abduction, searchers discovered her body. She had been sexually assaulted and strangled with her own belt. Her clothes were found nearby, doused in bleach, a desperate attempt to destroy evidence. In July 2008, Edwin Hall pleaded guilty to capital murder, aggravated kidnapping, rape, and aggravated sodomy. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. In court, Hall offered an apology, but no words could undo the horror of what he had done. Out of this tragedy, Kelsey's family created something powerful, the Kelsey Smith Foundation. They pushed for laws that would help law enforcement access cell phone location data more quickly in emergencies. Their work led to the creation of the Kelsey Smith Act, passed in multiple states. It's helped save lives and bring missing people home faster. Kelsey's story is heartbreaking, but it's also a powerful reminder of how quickly an ordinary moment can become something terrifying, of how vital technology like CCTV footage and DNA evidence can be in finding the truth, and of how one family's strength turned grief into a lasting legacy. The 11th of April, 2015, Glasgow, Scotland. Karen Buckley, a 24-year-old nursing student from Cork, Ireland, was enjoying a night out with friends at the Sanctuary nightclub in the city's West End. Around 1 a.m., she told her friends she was going to the bathroom, but never returned. Unbeknownst to her friends, Karen had left the club alone. Outside the club, CCTV footage captured Karen speaking with a man, later identified as 21-year-old Alexander Pacteau. The footage showed them walking together towards his car, a gray Ford Focus. This was the last time Karen was seen alive. When Karen failed to return home, her friends reported her missing. A massive search ensued, with police releasing CCTV images of Karen and the unidentified man. The public appeal led to the identification of Pacteau. Investigators turned their attention to Pacteau. CCTV footage and receipts revealed that, in the days following Karen's disappearance, he purchased cleaning supplies, including caustic soda and a large blue barrel. He was also seen buying a mattress and asking about products to remove bloodstains. Police arrested Pacteau on the 15th of April. During interrogation, he confessed to killing Karen in his apartment and attempting to dispose of her body using chemicals. He led police to a farm near Milngavie, where they found the blue barrel containing Karen's remains. Pacteau was charged and later sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 23 years. The case prompted public outrage and discussions about violence against women. Karen Buckley's murder shocked not just Glasgow, but people across the UK and Ireland. It wasn't just the brutality of the crime, but the cold, calculated efforts to hide it. Without the silent eye of surveillance, her story might have ended in silence. But the truth left a trail, captured frame by frame, until justice could speak for her. The 21st of September, Brunswick, Melbourne, Australia. 29-year-old Jill Meagher, an Irish-born ABC radio employee, spent the evening socializing with colleagues at a local bar. Around 1:30 a.m., she began her short walk home. She never arrived. Her disappearance sparked immediate concern. Jill's husband, Tom Meagher, reported her missing the next morning. Friends and family launched a social media campaign, and police initiated an extensive search. Investigators turned to CCTV footage from the area. A camera outside a boutique captured Jill walking along Sydney Road. Moments later, a man in a blue hoodie appeared, engaging her in conversation. This footage became crucial. The man was identified as Adrian Ernest Bailey, a 41-year-old with a history of violent offenses. Further CCTV footage showed Bailey's car in the vicinity, corroborating the timeline. Police arrested him on the 27th of September. During interrogation, Bailey confessed to raping and murdering Jill Meagher. He led police to her body, buried in a shallow grave about 50 kilometers from Melbourne. Bailey was charged and later sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 35 years. The case prompted public outrage and discussions about parole laws and violence against women. Jill Meagher's tragic death underscored the vital role of CCTV footage in criminal investigations, providing key evidence that led to the swift apprehension of her killer.